I'm sure you learned a lot about that matchup. Well, we can tell you is that SG won game number 1. So, and going into game number 2, it was looking like a very infamous one-sided early game. They were up 10-1,
yeah,
I think. So, might be going to game 3 on that one. Well, let's have a look at game number 2 between VGJ.Storm and Evo Geniuses.
First pick, the father of Magnus.
Magnus. Interesting pick in a way for EG because they have 2 players on it. I think very few teams in the world right now have 2 Magnus players. Samael has shown good form on Magnus in the past. I don't think they've played it for a while though. I would imagine it's mainly going to be an S4 pick, but interesting to see it nevertheless. I saw this hero first phase banned 3 games in a row earlier today against one team, but I forgot which one it was. Or maybe it was yesterday. I think it was a European team that it got banned against 3 games, I want to say. Anyway, it seems to be making its way back, is the point. There are multiple teams that are rating
yes. This is Fly's hero. This hero received so much buffs. It's insane.
I think Fly is the best player in the world on this hero. So I'm very happy to see him pick that up. His Phoenix play is exceptional. Maybe rivaled by Kaka, but we haven't seen Kaka play Phoenix for a very long time. Mainly a 5 pick nowadays, and Kaka obviously playing the position 4 for newbie. But Fly's Phoenix is very, very good. And definitely something to look forward to. I wonder what makes them pick it here. Like it looks to me like EG are taking a very team fight approach, which is interesting into Warlock, who is considered kind of the king of team fights as far as supports go. But they might just try to double down on it and look for a key RP into Supernova combination that will...
One of the reasons why Phoenix is a hot pick right now is because of the dual lanes. He had really problem back then because he sucked at the laning stage. Right now when you're dual laning, the hero is really strong, and especially with the buffs that he received.
We got the Bloodseeker again for Evil.
He can use Supernova, really aggressive. You have Magnus to follow it up. You have this Skyrat Mage, ulti, Bloodseeker, just to zone them out. Doesn't matter if he dies. If they just clump up at the one position, they can easily wipe them, even without Supernova exploding.
Blood Rage gets removed if you Supernova, right?
What? Blood Rage?
Phoenix, yeah. If you're Blood Raged as Phoenix and you use Supernova, does Blood Rage stay in the egg or not?
I don't think it should.
Because I think it shouldn't either, but Blood Rage is not purgeable, right? Gotta have a quick look at this. Dispellable, yes. So I was absolutely wrong on that. Excellent, let's move on. It will definitely get removed by Supernova. It is dispellable. I'm surprised, I didn't think it was.
That makes more sense.
I couldn't remove that. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, that should definitely not carry over then. I was curious if this was some sort of gimmicky interaction that EG had discovered now that Bloodseeker's back in the meta, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So, all right, we got ourselves a Beastmaster for the Dire. They're taking their sweet time with this Bloodseeker pick. Gonna see what kind of solution they're looking for. A pick that we've seen other teams try has been Storm. Would be very fitting for this team to pick that hero, seeing as their team name includes that word. But
yeah, that's a good call.
I just don't know if it's the right pick for the game. It has some decent synergy with Beastmaster, obviously great initiation power, can jump in. We'll go for Anti-Mage against Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker, that feels suicidal.
They picked AM into Skyrath Bloodseeker Mag.
Every time I play a pub, someone picks AM against the Bloodseeker, he instantly gets reported. Not instantly, but it's in my mind. After the game finishes, he's going to get it.
You warn him in the beginning, you're like, if we lose,
doesn't
just
matter
so you
if
know,
you
my
win.
friend.
Doesn't matter.
You know.
He's still getting reported.
Here's what's at stake. 25 MMR and your low priority. Perform.
A Beastmaster, I love the hero against the Bloodseeker. When he Blood Rages himself, you go in, and then Beastmaster roars you. You just die so easily.
Yeah, true. Very strong single target lockdown. One of the best in the game, and very reliable too. One thing I want to mention about AM though is Anti-Mage can obviously opt for an Aghanims build, and the Aghanims will be able to reflect the Blood Rage, or rather the Rupture onto Bloodseeker. Rupture having a much larger cast range than Blood Rage makes it difficult for the Bloodseeker to break the break the Axe first. Obviously, if he can Blood Rage the AM, it feels pretty great. You know, you just Blood Rage yourself effectively by doing that, but you need to be in range, and that can be tricky in some situations, so maybe that's what the Dire are thinking. I feel like investing into that idea is very dangerous, though. Like, AM has to get Ags for you to be a counter to Bloodseeker. Like, what are we talking here? 25 minutes if you have a good game? Battle for your Manta Ags? That's really fast, actually. It's probably more like 30.
30, 35.
Yeah. If you're having a great game on AM, I think you can have those items at 25, but then we're talking a really great game. He could maybe consider not getting Manta, though. It is a possibility, but I don't know about this. Not really too.
Oh, they banned
too
out
impressed with that choice.
Lina. Okay, Ember Spirit banned out. Never mind. I was thinking about Ember being a good pick for EG.
Yeah, I think the Lina ban is pretty solid. Like, you're looking at a position for EG where you're expecting the last pick to be Sumail's hero. So you're looking at, okay, well, the Dire have to blind pick a mid. They don't know what the matchup is, and what hero is left in the pool that has, like, no bad matchups almost. And Lina is kind of the best choice. The only bad matchup she has is TA, and if Lina wasn't banned, they could have banned TA and grabbed Lina. They're going to end up banning the TA regardless, actually, respecting the possibility that Sumail might want to get his hands on that one this game. And I would imagine that is because they want a specific hero that TA is good against. Maybe they're debating between 2 or 3 options that TA would have been good against in general. So they're just considering what they can get here out of those 3 or however many options.
They need a hero that comes online quickly so he can give Anti-Mage some space. Maybe Lash is good. That's
first phase banned.
Alright.
They banned it after last game. Did not like that. What does Yawar play? Could they put this Windrunner too? Do you think that is...
Yes.
Does he play that?
I think he does.
Okay.
I mean, you need to play Wind Ranger in this meta right now.
That actually didn't really answer our question. That could still be a 4 as well.
I'm not a big fan of Kunkka as 4.
Me
like,
neither,
he doesn't
but
provide you anything, especially in the dual lanes.
I'm also not a big fan of Anti-Mage into Bloodseeker,
yes.
but they did that anyway, so who knows? But we'll see. I would be very glad to be surprised. Something that I really like in Dota is when teams pick for a strategy and for a lineup, and even if you're playing against counters, if your lineup in itself makes a lot of sense, a lot of the times you can bypass counters in the enemy team. Like, you can actually, if your lineup just plays well with itself, it can overcome challenges. So I love seeing teams being confident in picking like this if they make it look good. But the chance that they make this look good, I'm concerned. Like, that's the problem. But if they do, I will give them all the credit for this AM pick. If they have some sort of great strategy to enable it. Right now, I'm not feeling it too much.
When you have a Warlock as a support...
Triple melee core, by the way. Into Bloodseeker, and Phoenix, and Magnus. It's dangerous. I think this is
you
really
don't
dangerous.
have to say anything more than this. It just feels bad. Well, I was talking about Warlock being this super support on the lane. We've seen more Spectre Warlock. You just have you just have enough time to farm up. He can heal you up 10 times in the laning stage, so you don't have to bring that much regen. So this means Monkey King is probably going to be matched on a mid lane against the Kunkka. That's what they want to have.
I think they just pick the Monkey King because there's 3 melee matchups, and he has no bad lane in this game. Kunkka is probably the hardest out of these 3, but he still wins. So that's what I was thinking. Like, from a drafting perspective, when you see the enemy team have 3 melee cores that are not really flexible in swapping around, there's a couple of heroes that get really appealing. Monkey King is one of the great examples. Something like Ursa can be really, really good against that type of lineup as well. Ursa hasn't been too popular lately, though. In the past, Timbersaw would have done great against 3 melee cores. In this case, he does not do too well against Kunkka in lane, and Beastmaster is actually faring decently against Timber as of late as well. In the past, it was a stomp. Timber was crushing Beastmaster a year ago in lane. But, well, we'll see. It's going to be a Monkey King this time around. We are going offline on Steam, apparently, courtesy of Lumi. Does not like to see my friends pop up. It's not showing on stream, Lumi. Don't worry about it. It's all good. They can't see it. And if they can, I have very safe for work names in my friend list, so
safe for
sure
work names.
we're going to be fine. So yeah, we got Lumi back on the cam. And we got both teams ready to roll. So EG on the Radiant against VGJ.Storm on the Dire. It's a 1-0 score for EG currently. And this will be quite the game. So what I gathered is that we're kind of on the same page here, that we like Radiant's draft this game
Definitely.
a bit more. What do you think that Dire needs to do to either win the game or at least get themselves in a position where you feel like they're favored?
Well, the bottom lane for them is going to be good. A lot of harassment, so this is the lane that they could win. Phoenix and the Bloodseeker, not the best lane, but if they play aggressive, when you have Bloodseeker in your team and the Skyrat Mage, it means that one of the heroes is going to be low, so that leaves Bloodseeker with a lot of space to work with.
So you do think if the Skywrath lane plays aggressively, then they can still break even bottom?
Yes, but then again, you have one of the better heroes to counter the Skywrath, all the harassment, Warlock, which
This
is
is
going to
really
heal.
exciting, by the way. Okay, they're done spinning. Sorry, go ahead.
So, which is going to heal a lot of that damage, so they might not be low.
Warlock has been one of the go-to counters, basically, to these dual aggro harass lanes.
Yeah.
There's two different types of aggressive lanes, the way I see it. There's the pressure lane, and there's the sustain lane. And against the sustain lane, Warlock is not very good. Against the harass lane, it's exceptionally good. Last game, we kind of saw a pseudo-sustain lane, I would call it. Like, they played Bane, Underlord. The lane has, like, 0 kill potential, but both of their heroes are difficult to kill in themselves. They didn't make it look too difficult in that game, granted, but they still won the game. So, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how your laning stage goes if you win the game.
Yeah, look at how low Wind Ranger is already. Bloodseeker was forced to TP out because Beastmaster was zoning him. He couldn't pass. We see that more often. I'm not sure that's well balanced. We had problems with the offlane pulls, which was pretty garbage in my opinion. Like, it just didn't feel right, but I'm not sure that this fixed the problem correctly.
This lane actually is quite something. Blood Rage on the Skywrath Mage Arcane Bolts is nasty. They output so much harassment here.
Yeah,
Crit was actually empowered when he came to lane as well. He came from the Magnus lane with an empower to bottom, so he had that little bit of extra damage to work with as well. Look at MSS just take ridiculous damage. I think that one was even without Blood Rage.
Yeah, but if he Blood Rages Skywrath Mage, he has 0 armor, and then Wild Axe is hit.
Yeah, goes both ways. It's a double-edged sword kind of spell. Oh, good damage output here.
Oh,
from
he's level
both
2.
teams.
Look at his move speed.
MSS.
365.
Oh, these heroes are dropping dangerously low. Do they have any flasks? If they don't, Arteezy is king of this lane for the next minute, as both heroes have to heal. There is a flask on Snaking. MSS does not have one. Oh, turn into a tree. Probably here's some mail. Okay, he wants to die instead, so he can get back to lane. There's another guy who dies. I don't think that guy wanted to die, though.
Oh.
No, Arteezy could be in trouble. Verify used. We'll be fine. But First Blood did go to Sumail in that mid lane. Quick suicide to get him back in shape for the mid lane right after.
What's the CS? 6-1 against 7-4. Do you think Monkey King should crush this lane? I don't remember seeing this matchup. It's always good to have melee hero against the monkey.
I think Kunkka is one of the better ones at dealing with it. I definitely would still consider Monkey King favored, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly how one-sided it is. Kunkka has something that a lot of other melee heroes don't have in mid, which is just, you know, a way of disengaging. He can just X-mark the monkey and run away.
But he can do what he usually does, just deny with the Tidebringer.
Yep.
Because he's going to get the Jingo Mastery off.
The primary problem is when the wave is on Sumail's hill. That's when it gets difficult for a ward to deal with, and we just had that situation where Sumail was just controlling the lane completely. Got a crash for resolution, so we're going to have to wait for that one. Arteezy with the Solidarity DC is like, okay, I guess I'll crash as well, and if history repeats itself, everyone else will DC now as well, and the lanes are just going to randomly push. We'll see who gets the advantage.
They should just let the server play the game.
I think
that would be fair.
At this point, if you let the server play, I think EG would win. According to the win percentage graph, EG has 52% chance of winning. So,
did people test that stuff before? If you just leave the game, the Radiant will win?
Radiant has a way higher win rate, I think.
No, just if you let the creeps play the game.
Yeah.
After
Radiant
like
has a way
10
higher win
plus hours, the Radiant will win.
Not even. It doesn't take that long. It takes like 50 minutes, I think.
What?
Something like that. It doesn't take too long. I don't remember the exact time, but it's not that ridiculously long. It's definitely not 2 hours. I'm pretty convinced about that. But the exact timing, I don't remember. I do think Radiant always wins, though. I'm pretty sure about that. Well, I'm sure people know that and can tell us.
I'll check the chat. Does someone know?
Like, I conducted an experiment for a week. I let the server play out, and Radiant had a 100% win rate with an average match time of 57 minutes.
I think it needs way longer.
We need a source on that. I don't know. So what often will happen is that the equilibrium will be lost, right? And then one team will just start balling, but they will ball slowly, and after the tier 1 tower falls, you actually start amassing a pretty big wave before it pushes. And when you get to double siege creep, it starts going really fast, actually. But I'm not completely sure about it, to be honest. Did you learn anything from chat, Lacoste?
Yeah, that we should not trust the chat. That's it.
Yeah,
because
okay.
one guy says...
I could have told you that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a dead Kunkka. Nice movement in from crit for that gank, and the mid lane domination continues. So far so good for EG. They're kind of crushing their lanes, to be honest, and it just makes you wonder, again, from the perspective of VGJ.Storm, what do you do here? Is there some sort of obvious rotation that we're missing? Their support duo is Warlock Windranger.
You can't rotate with these
Can't really
heroes.
gank anywhere. Beastmaster, it feels like Beastmaster needs level 6, and then they need to start making team movements, but they're just getting so destroyed in the lanes that you're not really sure if it's going to be a possibility. Nice play here from Yawar. Will actually end up killing Sumail with this bit over aggression. That is a huge kill.
Yeah, that's 500 gold for Kunkka.
Sumail wants his brother at TI this year. Crit will say no to that.
Do you want him
No,
or
Sumail?
no?
There's margin for error, I would say, here for EG, but that kind of kills should not happen, and it's a really big one. Basically what happened was Sumail used his Boundless Strike to activate Jingu, and I think he didn't need to.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you don't have that big heal. The way Monkey King generally gets these ridiculous tower kills, or kills under tower rather, is that he has a Jingu ready, and he hits a full creep wave and a hero, and just heals to full from all of the splash. But
I love
didn't have that.
what Monkey King did. He drops Ring of Aquila, so he can hit the melee, the range creep once, tower hits twice, then he gets the last hit, because he was not sure if he needs to hit once or twice.
The classic play that Arteezy pulls off, and where Waga denies his phase boots. That's a good play. Don't break your items, though.
You don't need to break the item. You just drop them on the ground, and
and then you
else
ache like the
breaks
creep,
it.
and then
yeah.
yeah, or someone just picks it up. Oh well, what do you gotta do? Okay, so bit of fighting over a stack there, but looked like S4 got a decent amount out of this on his mag mid lane. MSS will have to run away here. X combo is connecting, but there's no ghost ship available just yet, so Sumail should be fine. Nice Boundless. Connecting there from long range and crit. So Tidebringer does not have 700 attack range, so crit will be fine. Good Fire Spirit from Fly to protect his Skywrath Mage. There's the Torrent connecting. Didn't really get too much out of that. Nice dodge as well from Crit. Great awareness here from EG about all the little things they're doing right with sidestepping, casting the spells perfectly at the right time. At the same time, Beastmaster even getting killed by Bloodseeker bottom. So big wins all around for Evil Geniuses once again. And we gotta say, right, that the play here for VGJ has to be to get level 6 on Kunkka and Beast. They need those ultimates to make plays, and they probably need to play them together so that the AM gets space. He is so far behind in their lanes. Mag has more CS than AM.
Once Kunkka hits level 6, they can play aggressive. Beastmaster is level 3, so they're going to have to wait for the Beastmaster and Kunkka combo. But his kill potential is really good once he hits level 6. What level is Windranger? Level 3 only.
Not
hard to get.
too hot right now.
If Sumail plays safe, they're not going to get the kill. He's going to find his brother.
A little bit of sibling rivalry here once again. This time he procced the Boundless without activating it, I do believe. So if he has that ready, we'll be able to easily turn this around onto Yawar. But he's just holding on to the Jingo stacks for now. There we go. Good harassment. And got, I believe, 1 or 2 CS out of that as well. Yawar is not looking too hot here. What's the duration of Jingu again? Is it 35?
Well, let me check.
So Boundless cooldown 22, and Jingu I think is 35 duration. Or
Doesn't even say.
It doesn't say it? And that's cool. That's not really important, right?
No.
I think it's 35.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. The main thing I was getting at is that you have 2 Boundless, actually. If you activate Jingu, you Boundless, and then you wait, you can have another Boundless with the Jingu on. It's really strong. I believe it is 35 seconds. But interesting it doesn't say that in the game. That's a pretty big part of the spell. The duration. So, a bit of trade-off here.
Delta.
Top Reso was thinking about blinking after Fly, but there isn't really anything to gain here. And S4, currently sitting on level 6, is able to level up Reverse Polarity if he wants to, currently holding the skill point. And I imagine we might see him just bypass RP for now, as the chance of that spell getting relevant right now is very little. We often see Magnus go 4-2-1 builds and then RP. In this case, we might see S4 even max out in power first if he wants to, as he is getting a lot of farm himself. Still holding on to the skill point just now.
If they get to a point where he can land an RP and they get a kill, but I don't think that's going to happen. He's already on low mana since you're playing against the anti-mage in the lane. What's the interaction, by the way, between Blink and Bloodseeker ulti? You need the Blink out of certain amount, right? There's like same thing with the Disruptor Glimpse.
I think Rupture
I'm not sure.
deals damage until you need to move more than, I think, 1200 range.
Something like
within
that.
a second. I can't.
13,
it might be 1300.
50. Yeah.
1300 would mean you could do it with a max range Quap Blink
Let's
into
just
running.
let's just agree it's 1300.
I think 1300. Yeah. Surely it does not say that on the spell.
Definitely, because why? Why would it say?
Does it say the cooldown on the spell, or how long it lasts for? Okay, it says it lasts for 12 seconds.
Well,
that's good to
at
know.
least it's something.
How long does Jingu Mastery last for?
Yeah,
Lumi's like, who knows? Who knows, man?
Yeah, the chat's saying 1300. We were not wrong.
1300 seconds on Jingu? Okay,
yes.
It actually used to be indefinite, so the old one was better than that. Crit gets the kill on MSS. They get the mid tower as well here for Sumail, so good progress being made for Evil Geniuses. Anti-Mage is starting to show a little bit of signs of life, at least not 4th on net worth anymore, just barely past the Magnus. And what is the next play now for EG? So they've managed to take the mid tower, the most important tier 1, I would say, minute 10 here. Sumail would probably be interested in making a rotation to the enemy safe lane to pressure the Anti-Mage, get his tower, and maybe even get a kill if possible.
They just smoked. Sumail is half HP. What's the build on Skyward? This is the build I like the most.
Max Concussive?
Yes, because that spell scales so great. Lumi came in yesterday and asked me why do I max Concussive Shot.
And then you smacked him.
I just said it scales better.
Oh, man. That is a great Shackle Shot and 2 good kills for VGJ.
Yeah, you can use your ulti way easier because it slows more, damage is better. Arcane Bolt only lowers the cooldown, base damage by 20. And the slow % chance, plus it lowers the cooldown on Concussive Shot.
It's a really strong spell.
Yeah.
The mana cost doesn't increase either.
No.
So. Alright, well, those were 2 actually extremely important kills for Dire that we were talking about Concussive Shot over. To be honest, that was also a really important point, so if you would like to talk a bit more about Concussive Shot, we can talk about what just happened afterwards.
Yeah, I think I'm done with the Concussive Shot.
Okay, I think I'm done.
I already explained to others. I explained to Lumi yesterday. Lumi, would you pick Concussive Shot right now, even though you were maxing Q before? You're not convinced?
MSS picked Bolt, did he? Last game? Alright. Well, there you go. He lost the game, and it looks like EG's winning. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's
just
the
got
difference
caught in the river.
EG and VGJ.Storm player, right?
Yeah. One guy's up 1-0. That's the difference. The only difference. Well, EG need to be careful not to throw this away right now, because what just happened in the last minute was they took that fight top where Warlock got a good golem and they got 2 kills. Now it looks like they might be getting Arteezy. He's completely alone up here. Actually, the Shackle Shot will not connect, but they should have a new X mark. Torrent. Oh, that was dangerously close. Actually, X mark was on cooldown, but was quick enough on the Torrent there to get Arteezy on the way out. And they've just been hemorrhaging a couple of kills, to be honest here. VGJ were not like didn't need to get those kills. From EG's perspective, just a bit of overextensions, and suddenly this 3k gold lead is down to 1, and the AM is starting to catch up very nicely. Kunkka is coming back in the game, and they're, maybe more important than all of this, they're starting to hit a timing, it feels like. Their lineup is actually coming online. Warlock with that first golem use was very important for the success of that fight, and since EG's last movement also just failed, the golem will be ready again soon. And these fights are not that clear-cut. Great catch here onto Rezo. He will be killed off here. That is a very big kill for EG.
That's a first death on him. He's a little bit more, 1k gold away from his Battle Fury. Monkey King getting closer to Echo Saber, as we discussed. When you're playing mid Monkey King, you can't really afford to go for Battle Fury. You just want to be aggressive early on. That's what this item gives you, plus some tankiness.
It's just a nice all-round item,
yes.
Right? The extra tankiness, the extra hit, obviously, is the main appeal for the Jingu Mastery. Also, the mana regen and the flat mana is really nice. Primal Spring and Boundless Strike are not cheap abilities to cast by any means. It feels nice. The item just feels nice to have. It increases your farming speed a decent amount, too.
We didn't talk about Magnus. Vanguard picked up by him.
Yep. S4 will probably turn that into Crimson later on. Interesting choice. Obviously helps him farm a lot. He can just kill jungle camps and waves without taking damage, more or less. So can make good use of the Empower that way. Makes him a way harder kill as well. Seems to be the recipe that OG are running or EG rather, are running right now with last game they had the Underlord, and this time the Mag, both games getting the Vanguard. Being a very difficult and still a valuable kill, but you just need so many resources. And they will be killing him here, but it's going to cost them a 4-man rotation. S4 trying to RP, not going to happen, and will be killed off by Resolution. Well played. I pressed R, and he died.
Wow. Well, he's so tanky. That's what they maybe lacked. That's why he decided to go for a Vanguard, and as you mentioned, just to farm the jungle and the lane after, not taking the damage. But Bloodseeker is not that tanky enough, especially if you use a Blood Rage against a hero like a Beastmaster. You're gonna die if you use a Blood Rage and get into the front line.
Sumail hot on the tail of MSS. Nice Shackle Shot, actually going to keep him at bay here and should be fine.
Oh.
Sumail hesitated for a moment there on his Boundless, and
Boundless. When he gets Blood Rage level 4 plus a Boundless, he can easily turn this fight around with just a couple of heals. He kills a hero, heals up.
Yep, it's good. Blood Rage is one of those spells that you look at a line and you're like, it's almost never bad, right? Like you can always find something to put it on that is useful. Boundless is a great example.
Oh, so they should know that they have a ward up there.
Oh, that was really close, but he did get out. He TP'd mid. Dude, are you crazy? Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Free gold. Well,
why did he TP mid? That's crazy, dude.
If Bloodseeker used Blood Rage on a Beastmaster instead of a Sky, he would still take the damage, but from both of them.
True.
So they would have enough to finish him.
They would have had the kill then.
Yes, but
absolutely.
They still got the kill.
They got the kill.
Maybe
I'm surprised. I feel like that was a very greedy TP. I think he was just like, okay, I'm getting out of this. I'm going to go to mid and push the wave and then go base with the TP, but ends up paying for it as Fly's in the right position. They also got the Rezo kill. Arteezy combining there with S4's RP to kill the Anti-Mage. Once again, a really important kill claimed by EG. And they're starting to gain some momentum here once again.
I'm surprised that no one tipped snaking after that move.
I don't think EG are about that offensive tipping life. They don't strike me as the team that does that.
Yeah, but at least his
actually
teammates
did a nice
could do
friendly tip. Arteezy was like, thanks, S4, for killing this AM for me. That's really important. You're a good teammate, man. You cast Empower on me and you RP'd the AM, and I pressed Rupture, and he couldn't do anything because he picked AM.
Empowered
silence,
Monkey
thanks
King.
for that.
No, I'm just thinking
no,
about
it's
more
cool.
combos.
It's cool. No. Just leave it. Leave me
Do you
hanging.
want me to leave?
Yeah,
you just say it. I'll leave.
I said leave me hanging.
All right.
My pub teammates would probably be like, you told me to leave, dude? You want me to leave?
You want me to leave?
Man,
I'll destroy my items.
I said leave me hanging. I'm going to destroy my items, dude. Just say it. Say it, man. And then that's
what
when
do
you're
you
like,
do?
That's when you're like, do it, man.
Yeah.
Do it.
No, you know what I do? I tell them if
Oh.
they don't do it, I'll do it. I'll destroy my items, and then they just shut up.
I love myself. A little bit of a chicken fight. All right, we get 1 kill on S4 here. Fly will go in for the Icarus dive into Supernova. That egg is not being touched whatsoever. Heroes are being low. That means Arteezy is going to town, and there will be 3 kills. And again, the Vanguard actually coming into play. That kill on Mag took so long that they kind of just overstayed their welcome here and got punished very hard.
Yeah, Sanking is also a hero that picks up Vanguard right now and
True,
goes
we have
for
seen that.
HP talent, but Magnus didn't go for HP. He went for attack speed, which I think it could have been better to even make him more tankier. They have a good way to protect the egg. If they just try to go for it, there's always a chance of RP, plus you have a boundless strike. So this is going to be,
Blood
yeah, Blood Right as well.
That's very nice. Oh, not again. These kills are big, and they keep happening. That's the 3rd death for Resolution within 5 minutes, and SVG was trying to help. And Sumel's like, thanks for the bonus kill. 5,000 gold lead now for EG. And I gotta say, in both games, this Bloodseeker's been super useful. I think that's a hero you gotta look out for. The hero is starting to win a lot of games. EG seems to have a great grasp of when to pick the hero for themselves. And Arteezy seems very comfortable.
Yeah, I think we
Here.
have...
I love his build, by the way. This is my favorite Bloodseeker build. Treads Aquila Blade Mail. I think this is the bread and butter build on him. And if you want to get something else, we've seen some fast Radiances, we've seen some Yules. I think this hero is amazing with Blade Mail. It's just such a nice all-round item for him.
Yeah, even though this game is not the best Blade Mail game because they don't have too much uncontrollable damage, it's still good. You can be that frontliner, receive the extra damage.
You just punish the enemy team so much for killing you. It's like, it makes it feel less bad to Blood Rage yourself when you go in. It's like, if they target you and they do get the kill, they pay for it a lot.
Yes, he's not so tanky with the Blood Rage on, but there's a Phoenix behind you, level 4 Sunray.
Yep.
He can heal you up. Yeah, we were talking about anti-mage items, the timings. It's 20 minutes. He has, what? Not even Yasha
not
yet.
enough.
Yes.
It's a dead Windrunner here. Smil grabbing another easy one there, together with crit. In the meantime, S4 is pushing mid, and he feels pretty good about this. Like, once again, if they want to try to kill him, they need probably to bring 3 heroes. I don't think any combination of 2 heroes on the Dire side actually even kill the Mag. And they just keep ramping up the pressure here. Sumail starting to look at high ground. With the Aegis in hand, they have RP. They have all their ultis ready. OG, I was going to say OG, that's another OG player on the VGJ team. So there's actually 3 ex-OG players in this game. Makes it a little bit confusing, especially for viewers, I would imagine. I'm getting decently confused. Maybe I'm just stupid. That's probably the case, but...
Do you want me to leave you hanging for the awkward silence?
Just do what you feel.
No, you're not stupid. You're an amazing person, syndereN.
Oh,
We're blessed to have you in this community.
That's really nice of you to say. You can still be a good person and be stupid, though. That doesn't really contradict what I just said, but the fact that I realized that makes me pretty smart.
I see what you did.
Gotcha. You basically set me up for success there. That's a great play, man. That's good. Oh, Torrent into defensive Shadowblade. Mind game of sorts here from Yawar. Thanks, Mark. RP, Sumail is in. Oh, that Shackle Shot almost connected, but he did get pulled back by the X. Unfortunately there, for VGJ.Storm, that might have actually connected the 2 together, but the X mark expired and pulled them back out. So, Power Shot, MSS. Might want to go back to the archery range for that one. This tower is gone. Sumail, think of that damage for a second. Empower and Blood Rage. Hurts. Pretty good bonds. Get them on all 3 melees here. But who's going to go in? There's no ghost ship. They could try to drop a golem here to try to repel them and defend their barracks, but
Aegis and the BKB 10 second. They can't really take a fight right now. Anti-Mage is getting closer to the Manta style. Maybe that's the item that they can try to fight if Skywrath Mage has no mana. Some big Anti-Mage ulti on him. Could turn things around, but unlikely that it's gonna happen. Doesn't look good for VGJ.Storm.
I think in this game, we were kind of expecting that EG were going to beat them based on draft, but it also they're getting outplayed in both games. To be honest, like this is not just a draft issue. EG look like a team that has improved a lot in the last week, and obviously a fan favorite. A lot of people are expecting them to do great things, and they're showing pretty good form here. There's going to be a golem drop, but not enough damage. Sumail full HP instantly with that boundless. This is going to be an easy cleanup for them. They're going to get 4 for 1. Resolution's like, I don't have any team anymore, so he's just going to go to the jungle and farm. His Manta style is completed. He's done a pretty good job at staying relevant on the net worth chart, but he's limited by his hero. Like in this game, what do you still do? Like now you have a Manta, cool. What are you going to use it for? They're just really limited.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that he used the Shadow Blade, but decided to hit from a Shadow Blade and got revealed after the skewer, and they had no reveal. They had no dust, so they could just walk away. He was not low HP enough to get the thirst.
That's the classic overestimating your opponent. You're like, there's no way EG doesn't have dust, right? Well, that's
Phoenix,
2 lanes
Phoenix
of
brought dust and sentries right now. He didn't have it.
That a people looks so cool. All right, well, we got a Torrent ship combo. That deals a metric fuck ton of damage and should end up being a kill. No, he got the BKB off during the power shot. And actually now Rezo's going in. He's tickling him. He's actually genuinely tickling him. He didn't even get the kill. Blade Mail popped, 34,000 armor, and Anti-Mage was not relevant in this game. Sumail glory hunting here.
He's going in.
Yes, get him, baby.
Oh, Aegis expired!
At the same time.
Talk about the timing.
That was actually half a second time. Oh, no. Imagine if they lose the game on that.
I mean, he would have died anyway, considering he decided to dive.
He probably. Who knows? Maybe he could have got a Primal Spring off. Doubtful.
What is happening in these open qualifier games?
These games are crazy, man. Like this is quite something. So what's left on the menu here for EG in this game? Is this for qualification, by the way? I think it is, right? This is a semi. Could be wrong on that, but something's telling me this is for a slot. Yes, no? No, it's actually
nope.
It's a quarter. Huh? It's a quarter. Very interesting seeding. Okay. So the quarterfinals between 2 of the favorites of the bracket.
We have Backstabbers. That's Mike's team.
Backstabbers on the other side. And who is the other one? Blue Pikachu. Okay. I would not have expected this to be a matchup that could be seeded in this position, but it is a quarterfinal. And obviously the losing team will have to get through qualifier number 2. We're going to see here a Primal Roar connecting on Arteezy. They're actually chaining their spells really well, but a really good Boundless Strike from Sumail onto 3. Wukong's command covering the entire area. No one can access this Monkey King right now. No chance in hell. Nice escape, actually.
No mana for RP.
Nobody died. They got the Bloodseeker kill for free. I'm very surprised that was the outcome there. RP coming in onto the Kunkka. Should be a Skewer coming in shortly for S4. Doesn't seem to want to use it. Boundless. Sumail grabs that kill. Rezo has to run. Buyback from Kunkka will get the X mark onto Monkey King. I don't think BKB is available. Torrent. Is there any follow-up here? Nice Shackle shot. They just don't have the damage. Rezo can't go in decent Mana Void onto S4, who's completely out of mana, but doesn't really seem to threaten anyone nearly enough to make them want to pursue. Nice attempt at cutting down Sumail's trees, but he quickly jumps away with the Primal Spring, and that's the end of that. So basically, trade-off was Bloodseeker for Kunkka plus buyback.
Bloodseeker's so tanky. He didn't even go for 300 health. Maybe he could have lived there. Didn't manage to pop the BKB, even though Phoenix was healing him. The amount of the heal that comes from Phoenix is just too good.
Oh, they missed the Boundless. Should still be a Skewer available here. Nice Torrent. 3-man. Doesn't matter, though. Arteezy will grab the kill onto Snaking. And this tier 2 not long for life. Pretty much 2 seconds long for life. They're going to destroy that TP scroll. Fuck that TP. And now they're going to go and push the high ground. No need for scrolls. Arteezy says, I won't need this for the rest of the game. We're ending this right here, right now. The mental damage. He's sending a message here. Sumail is kind of going to get cut down here, but doesn't seem to matter too much. BKB into Boundless, and Wukong's command again. Full-on zone control. Arteezy will grab an easy kill here onto Kunkka. Actually, he's a cool guy, so he doesn't even look at him. He goes for Windrunner, and they get another bonus kill here on Windrunner, as well, pretty much everybody's dead. Nice Mana Void here. Resolution will get a couple, but is there a Boundless? Not just yet for Monkey King. Still, they have managed to force them back, force 2 buybacks out of Warlock as well as Wind Ranger, and now the choice is with EG. Do they want to stay here or play it safe? Buyback from Skywrath Mage is sending a message here. It looks like they do want to go for the ending play. Easy decapitation for Sumail. That is a buyback into death for SVG. So next level play. There's the RP onto the AM. Will Manson blink out of that, but no fighting potential for him for at least 15 seconds. Has to go back to Fountain to heal up. Will probably buy a salve, but this is going to take him a decent amount of time. And Sumail, with that Empower, will make quick work of the melee barracks. Arteezy now coming in for a little bit of Blood Rage. And that is Megas. That is GG. EG.
GG.
Top 4.
Yeah, this reminds me of the strats when you had one hero and you bloodlust him and put Alacrity on him. It's the same concept. Blood Rage plus Empower, and this Monkey King just goes ham.
I really like the... I liked EG's draft. I like the order, the way they picked. What they prioritized in the draft made a lot of sense to me. So credit where it's due for that. At the same time, though, a bit disappointed with VGJ's draft in this game. I don't feel like they were playing to their strengths or that their lineup in itself had the synergy it needed. I don't think the AM pick made sense even for their lineup.
Yeah.
So the hero was just out of place. It's bad against the opponent. It's bad with your own picks. And it's not just that it's not good against the opponent. You're picking it into one of the best counters in Bloodseeker. You're picking it into a targeted silence on a hero that wants to go ATOS. It's like, if you're not having a great game on AM, will you have a game at all? I don't think so.
Yeah, there's only one hero that he's good against, and that's Skywrath Mage once he uses his mana. All the other heroes don't have that big of a mana pool, and as you mentioned, Bloodseeker is considered as a counter to an anti-mage, so most of the time he's picked after.
Yep.
I just think that the VGJ.Storm got kind of figured out.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I would. This is one of those moments where you would love to talk to their players to just understand what the thought process was, because we're giving them a decent amount of flack for this AM pick. Neither of us really understands it, but it's always nice to hear the case of the team that does it, right? Because maybe there's an idea that we're missing, or maybe they were just like, okay, we need something crazy.
Sometimes teams just make mistakes.
Sometimes you make mistakes.
Yes.
Sometimes you pick something bad, but AM into Bloodseeker is quite a blunder if you didn't have like any bigger plan in mind. Like, there were other less bad picks that would have still been bad.
Yeah, we gotta praise EG a little bit. I love the itemization S4 with the Vanguard Blink, and then he picks up Vlads. Yes, just for the extra armor. Also, Arteezy didn't go for greedy build. No Radiance, not even needed. He wants to come online faster. They're looking into those power spikes where they're super strong, so he wants to have survivability item, give Blood Rage to the Sumail, and plus an Empower, this Monkey King just becomes an unstoppable force.
And also in this game, I really like the support play from both of EG's supports. Crit made a lot of key movements early on. Great ganking with the high-level concussive shot that you talked about. And Fly, I feel like I've just seen this so many times, him going deathless on Phoenix.
3-0-50.
He dies very little on this hero in general. If he's having a good game, he's most of the time having a great game. His Phoenix performances are either game-winning or he gets crushed because the hero gets countered a lot. But in this game, it turned out to be a great Phoenix game, so he delivers. And all of EG looked just flat out
we're gonna
a lot better.
We're going to see more
than VGJ.
Yeah, more of Phoenix, definitely. And they, to start with, they had a good protecting lineup rounded around the Phoenix.